is happening more of your to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, congratulate my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Yes, what you got today? Spoon. Beseku. Spoon TV. Spoon. Ba. Spoon. Skidibidi dabado.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening more of your to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, congratulate my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Ba.
The regulation, they are still there. And we have to respect the laws of the republic. That's what we did. When I was in power, they tell me that no, this is a tenure position. You cannot move the person until the tenure expire. So be it. That's the law. We can break the law. So I hope that the government will take heed. It's important to respect the law of the republic. We're not a democratic period. So we need to respect the law. All we look for is to respect the law, and that's what we did. So when you are angry and you elect the wrong people, thinking that they are the saviors, it's wrong. You understand? We were in opposition before. If you employ poor people that have the minimum, and somebody come to power and believe that because they associate with other people, they have to be taking on job. This is very bad. That's not good. No leader can do that. You know. And what $50 job, $100 job? You mean the government that come to power that came to rescue cannot even give a $50, $100 job or lead a citizen on that job? This is wrong. It's wrong. It be everything that they're doing wrong, and we know that. You know, but again, the peace of Liberia is the most important. It's the most important, and that's why we in accordance with the law. You know, this is wrong. People supported the Unity Party. I came to power. I left them there. These are citizens of the country. But you can employ a Senegalese man, and you refuse to employ a Liberian. Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong. Maybe the disrespect is wrong. Breaking our laws is wrong. And the old men know that. Bwaga know that. Bwaga know that. When we were there, the Bwaga, we used to go to him, even fee Bwaga because of his title. You know what I'm saying? Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing. You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie. It's a lie. Always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Soyota, I kept the peace. Chancellor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, tenure position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. You understand? So I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagreed, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked. You understand? Disrespecting leaders that are traveling, and you refuse for them to use the laws that they built, and Liberians sit out there and say, yeah, it's right. No, it's not right. If the Bwaka man He was not even president, and we gave him a VIP all the time he's traveling. What you're doing is wrong, and you need to wake up. Those things are wrong. Those things are wrong. Everyone said that. You want that change? Waka was not a change. Waka was never the change. Those few people that believe that all the years, almost 171 years, they left this country, they wanted to come back because of where they were, there was no greener pasture. They think that they can get in Liberia and lie, say they came for a change. There's never came for a change. Why they changing? To break the laws is why they changing? No. There will be a period and we'll check. But again, like I said to all citizens, and that's what you saw today, in the rain, go to have your program and be peaceful. Enjoy yourselves. Be together, recalibrate. You know what I'm saying? Regain the people confidence. And Liberians are there. You got some sound Liberians that believe that we were the right group. Yes, I'm not saying that everything was roses. No, but we fought for this country in the midst of pandemic. Liberia shine among the great nation.
You even understand this country, even though you led it for 6 years. I doubt whether you even knew what was happening around you, or whether you know what's happening now. And we listen to you, see the lack of understanding of what it means to run a country. So no wonder why, true that you were not sleeping according to you, the country sank to where it was. At no time in the history of this country, the leaders of our country could just be sanctioned left and right. That our most respectable partner, the United States. You were not sleeping, you were awake. This place became a dumping site for cooch and other harmful substances. You were not sleeping. Corruption reached its zenith under your leadership. You were firmly awake and not sleeping. Auditors were being murdered in cold blood, and your government could not act. Your eyes were wide open. The civil servants who were already underpaid were reduced to beggars to harmonize their salary. You were not sleeping, but every government institution we've inherited, including where I stand, the Ministry of Information, looks like a dump site. With your eyes wide open, put our country almost on the verge of being a failed state. Yes, Mr. Former President, you said this is not a change we wanted. So how could it not be? When you came with your change, in 6 months, you built 47 condominiums. Honor your change. President Bwaka is almost at 6 months, he's not built one. He said the president is appointing people based on nepotism. Your former chairman told us how you appointed people. You see, President, our orientation is different. We want to respect you. We want to respect all our former leaders. Don't push us. When you want to be dirty, we can do it greater than you. Let's keep our governance process civil. Sometimes if you don't understand the space that you're in, you created a big problem here that we are committed to fix. In 5 months, President Bwaka is bringing in 285 pieces of yellow machines that will make our roads possible, clear farmland for our people. That's practical something that the people will feed, the country will feed. The roads will be accessible. In 5 months, the road you abandoned right here on RIA Road. Just go there, even as it's raining. The work has been progressing since Bwaka took over. It took 4 years to build that one road. In months. Go and see the progress.
Okay, tune to Spoon Television, Spoon Radio, Spoon Network. This is where you get the news. This is where you get information, the updates. You get to know what's happening in Liberia, what's happening around the country. You get to interact with the newsmakers. You get objective analysis on the trending national issues here every day from our diverse panel. I'd like to say welcome to the program, the late night show on Spoon, the late night politics. This is where we are tonight. My name is Nelson Colette. Thanks to all of you joining us across the internet. We're live on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Many thanks to the folks on YouTube. Spoon Talk Live is the YouTube handle. I want to welcome everyone tonight. Let me recognize a few of you in the comment section. I see Lofty Bono, our own sister. Thanks for joining us. Genesis Corpan, thanks for being here. Rose Sonkali, we appreciate you tonight. Joetta Johnson, thanks for joining us tonight. I see Lloyd Powell has joined us. Yes, thanks to every single person. Hipko Kasi, thanks for joining us tonight as always. Eric Tukulo, thanks for joining us. Hope I got the name right. Let's hope we can have a great show tonight. It was a blast last night, and it's going to be even more engaging tonight. Great conversation, a lot to talk about, plenty of things happening in Liberia. When you see Raymond eating in his soup pot in the background, you know that the show is going to get heated today, and that's exactly what it is. I want to welcome all of you, man. Washington Swa, thanks for joining us. I see Jonathan Yanko, thanks for being here tonight. Yes, Bobby, Taku Page. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks to all of you. Jarau SB Sunday. Thanks for joining us tonight. You said you're watching from where? From afar tonight? P. Esau Tali, Kruma, thanks for being here tonight. So let me bring the rest of the guys on. I see Moba is in the background. Remo is going to be joining in shortly. Moba, it's good to have you on tonight, man. Thanks for joining us.
Well, oh, Nelson, thank you, my dear brother. And I want to tell our audience also thank you. As always, although I don't want to go in the show, but I just want to, appreciate our listener. Nelson, they have been a great people. Without them, we are nothing. I always emphasize on this because of them, we are here. And even including the Liberian people as well. So I always want to appreciate them taking our time, listening to us, giving our views on the comment section, on the radio land. They want to call, put in our input and other stuff. That is very important. We got to acknowledge that, Mercy, and we got it. And also, I mean, that I want to, I just want to tell the CEO thank you, Standing Waterspoon. Our big brother is a nice and vibrant brother. He got a strategy, to he got a strategy when it comes to the media airway or the airspace because him, the people like it anywhere, like everywhere you go, people talk about him positively. Like today, look at the strategy he used. Today there was no, like all the people who supposed to be on the show, they were out. He invited citizens to come in and get our input. Which one of the radio stations can do that? Only Stanton Waterspoon can do that. No challenging a radio station that will call random people on live, say, can't get your input, tell the Liberian people what you want, how you feel, to tell how independent thing behave. That brother is a good brother. God will keep blessing him. You see? That be friend. Like that put politics aside, but that call is space as space. That's the reality I'm
Thank
saying. It's just hard to
Thank you,
see
Moba.
in our days to see people like that every day. And, let me conclude by saying that, right? I know it's not my opinion, but the way that
No,
people,
it's your opening. You're
no,
doing
no,
your
no, no, no,
opening.
no, no. I
Okay,
want to
okay,
tell.
but then let's bring Raymond on. Uh, Raymond, you done now?
They may finish eating. They may eating kasari tabagi. What's that? Oh,
You are muted, Raymond.
they may eating crawfish. And how I can call it.
But it's good to have you on, man.
Uh,
Raymond, thanks for joining us. Though you're muted, we're not hearing anything you're saying.
It's always a
But
pleasure being here where we have an opportunity to speak to our national discussion and be a part of it and talk to our people because nothing more important to us than our country. And the truth of the matter is that's one place none of us can be deported from. And that's where all of us neighbor string is buried. So because of that, we need to be patriotic. We need to have the discussions and find solutions to our many issues. And here we have that opportunity. So it's always the pleasure being here. Thank you for doing what you do, Nelson, and to the entire Spoon family. And I saw my brother Marba dancing today before his flat screen
no,
mounted on the
man, I
wall
watched the video there. They put that remind me. I just share it.
with his glass before him and the Spoon TV shows on his computer. That just tells how he lived, breathed, and dreamed
Liberia, and the Spoon family. Marva, that's appreciated.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, we're here again tonight, and it's a weekend, usually, another weekend here. But it's a great thing that we can come here to talk about Liberia, to talk about the happenings, and get the conversation going on. And again, I just want to welcome all of the folks joining us. Kindly share the program as you come on tonight. Robert Doe Jr. and Officer Hans Johnson. Thanks for being
The
here
man on me to
tonight.
now. The man. The man said, thank you, mama, thank you. Okay, thank you. Hands, man,
Lynn
please.
Lacroix is here tonight. Lynn Lacroix, thanks
My
for
brother
joining
here about our
us.
game.
Yeah, Lynn Lacroix, we appreciate you. Kindly share the program. William Jala, Fokpat C, Alex Flanger, Alex Flanger. Thanks for joining us tonight. Jonathan Pratt, we appreciate you tonight. Joining us from Monroeville. Yes, and everybody. Let's hope we can have a great show. A lot going on in the country. We discussed lengthily about everything that has to do with the police vehicle last evening. It was a great conversation. We had to talk about the source, the uptake of the entire situation, the benefit to the country, what the code of conduct says about it, whether or not it's good or bad, and all those different aspects we're able to talk about. But I want us to just go ahead, open it, and do our opening now, because tonight is going to be a great conversation again. And Ture, welcome, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Great to be here, Nelson.
Okay, so let's do our opening now. I think we can go ahead. Moba, you can start. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nelson. Today I want to thank the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Yimabwaka, for hosting a town hall meeting with citizens. People was able to come up with suggestions and their views towards the nation, and he addressed it accordingly. He's a wise man. I want to say thank you to him. And moving forward, I listened to the former president, his short video. Although I listened to it before, but I just listen to it again, and I just want to make a little comment on it. Look, you see, when people like the former president George Mann, we are speaking with, you can hear, you can feel the deception in his voice. You can hear it because where in this war you will compare a 6 month sitting president with a 6 year president who does nothing just to merry-make, take the Liberian people resources, build a condominiums, auditor got mixing with actors, gone enter the country without proper investigation on his regime. People was killed all in the street. There was no investigation and no dialogue, nothing. And a lot of people were victimized. You see the entire cabinet, those who work within his pleasure, what they did, they built a lot of houses, they enriched themselves. And you want to compare a 6 year government with just a 6 month government who are literally transforming the life of Liberians, many Liberians across the country. I think it's a deception in the former president's voice. And Liberians should not listen to them because all they want to do, they want to come back and enrich themselves and be done with Liberia. That's what they want to do. That's why they're going back. Look at your government. How many government officials they sanction in your government? Then you're talking about your government was the best. Jesus Christ. Look at the type of role we're talking about. Role like concession that was signed during Madam Eddie Joseph Seti regime. Those concessions were already signed. Those roles were signed on Madam Eddie Joseph Seti regime. Although we know governance or government is continuity, we agree. When you come there, some of those roles you never completed. Some of those roles, the money was given to you, you ate it. People got to pressure you. Then you want to come here and deceive our people, former president? Don't do that, man. The Liberian people, and you talk about peace. Let me not conclude by saying that you talk about peace, Mr. President. Doing the regime of Madam Eddie Joseph Salih, you emphasize on that and you forgetting to know a lot of sedition talk on the street with caustic, with a lot of things, with clothes, with women clothes, and they were parading the street of Morovia. We get it. We get evidence to that. Your supporter committed a lot of heinous crime in our country. Look at the Judah 6 when COP CDC beat people. Askawa Gray, one of the hard men in your CDC government, went to UL, carry on a massacre, beat students. Do you want to talk about peace? I'm disappointed in you, Mr. President, former president, but we'll not go that route. We respect our people, and I know for sure this president, Joseph Yuma Baga, the president of the Republic of Liberia, was transformed. Not only the
Thank you.
life of Liberia, but will transform your life, Mr. Former President Joseph George Manawia. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you very much, Moba, for that energetic opening. Let me bring Raymond in. I see our brother. Okay, I see George is in the background. I see we are Francis, right? Francis is in the background as well. I'm gonna bring them on. But let's get you to come on. Raymond, can you do your opening?
Thank you again. I'm concerned about the rhetorics, how heated and how bitter a lot of Liberians are, and that the campaign tune hasn't been lowered. A lot of Liberians have stayed in their campaign mood. And I want to urge every Liberian that the campaign is over, it's time to govern. During 2017, I did not support George Manawia for presidency. But after he was pronounced the winner of those elections, I knew it was time to support him. And not just want to support, but pray that he succeed. So that the livelihood and the condition of Liberians will be better. Because 6 years, if you pray for your opponent to fail, that's 6 years of suffering for the ordinary Liberians. And to desire that, that's evil. Or it's every Liberian responsibility to reconcile. Because chaos benefits nobody. There's no guarantee that if this government, the President Barker-led government fails, that the CDC government will resume power. There's no guarantee. Could probably have a President Comey, or could have a President Gonglo, or maybe someone that haven't even tried might just come and win. Politics is not cast in stone. Politics is seasonal. And the order of the season is determined by the variables of that time. And I want to urge President Weah to lower the rhetorics. He claimed in his short little speech that was played that he built the presidential lodge, so he's entitled to it. President Weah, that's not how governance is. The executive and the protocol determine what happened in the moment. So it's this government determination that that lodge be used exclusively for the presidency. The former or the VIP lodge remains the VIP lodge. When current President Barker was vice president, the United Party never made no demand on the protocol of the executive on how he's treated. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf made no demands. Currently, she's making no demands. And I listened to your communication. You did not refer to the current president as President Barker. You refer to him as Barker. And you say you have respect for President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You refer to her as president. Former President George Weah is heard in your tune that you are bitter. You need to lower the rhetoric. You claim to be a man of peace. A man of peace doesn't speak those kind of rhetorics. It's just been 6 months since you've been ousted from presidency. But we listen to your many different messages. How you out of politics and XYZ, and now you're speaking with a lot of bitterness. If you claim that you're a man of peace, it's time to lower the rhetorics and be a man of peace, and your actions should speak louder than your words. But your words mean nothing when your actions contradict your words. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Guys, I want us to stick to the 1 minute opening because this is just the opening of the show. We want to make sure we make the most of the time we have here tonight. I want to welcome you to Ray. Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Francis. Let's hope we can have a great show tonight. Ture, you can go ahead with your opening, sir.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. Yeah, good to be back on, man. Nelson. So look, at the end of the day, what I'm seeing happening in the country is rather unfortunate. And the reason why I say this is because, when you see, this much noise in a country, it's because of there was not a robust effort applied to actually get some of these guys to answer some questions. They feel emboldened, and that starts with the president. They have absolutely no respect for the sitting president, and you get that from his utterances. And the buck start with the president. I mean, at least with the former president, President George Manawia. Let put politics aside. There's something called professionalism and respect. I don't care whether you disagree with somebody or maybe you will have severe disagreement on certain things, but that in itself should not in any way make you to now stomach calling the president what they should be referred to as, and that's president. In time without number, I've seen President George Manawia speak of former President George Manawia speak of current President Joseph Numa in a very, very dismissive way, and that is not good. Because if he, the former president, go by doing that, he's telling his base, his followers, his supporters, and countless of young people in the country that's the route they're supposed to take, and that is not a good precedent. Yeah, man, asset recovery should have put an answer to so many of these things. If JMB, have taken that whole process, seriously, or at least apply a lot of energy like he did with the row in the southeast. I think all the noise, all the things that we're seeing happening right now, own brother Carrasco and everybody just seeing all kind of nyama in our country. A lot of that stuff would have gone away. Because these guys are going to court. If these guys are being persecuted for some of the flagrant visible corruption and embezzlement that happened, if you were busy, answering to some question about these things, then all what is happening right now, my man, will not be happening.
Thank you.
So I mean, let put things into perspective and just realize that president come, president go. You have a chance, Mr. President. 2029, there's another opportunity for you to bring, you know what I mean? For you to bring yourself back. But all that going to be predicated on how you conduct yourself from now to 2029. Thank you.
Thank you. Josh.
Thank you, gentlemen. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Good.
Fantastic. Look, I really appreciate being here. I'm on vacation, but I want to use my time to also contribute to this discourse. I'm not going to really follow suit what you guys are saying. Something caught my attention over the week, and that's what I want to discuss today. I saw a businessman from Ghana donating 20 police vehicles and two Caterpillar generators to the airport. And gentlemen, I want us to think, not as politicians, but think as people of culture, people of conscience, sorry, and try to decipher what is happening in our country. A businessman and business as a whole is to invest and make profit. A businessman is giving us 20 vehicles, two Caterpillar generators, 150 kVA generators, and we are clapping. And this man is interested in making business in Liberia in the mineral resources sector. And we are not talking about it, we're talking about what politicians are saying, what President Weah said. We know that business people get into business to make profit. They are not charity organizations. This guy is giving out 20 police vehicles. Do you know what he wants? What he's going to get? Is that not introducing corruption in our mining sector and other places? And we are here talking about, oh, Judge Weah should mind say, and he must do this. President Bouaka is harrowing corruption in our country. We know that the African Development Bank can give us loan. Other countries can help us. The Swedish embassy near Monrovia, the American embassy. People have projects that they give grants to countries. And we are looking at a businessman giving a donation and we are clapping because our man died so much marketed. This is the problem with us Liberians. We are so fast, we are so short-sighted. And sometimes when we think, we don't think beyond our noses. And when the problem comes, then we blame the people that we shouldn't even blame. And we are here tonight talking, Joe Weah said this. Joe Weah is a politician. Politicians, what they do, they criticize each other. Waka and President Weah, when they sit at the table, they will drink and they will smile at each other. When they come on the radio, they will say something different. What we should be concerned about is our resources. These are the things that belong to our children and our children's children. President Bouaka is mortgaging our resources right in front of our noses, and we are here talking about what President Weah said as a politician. President Bouaka came to power and told us that before he came to power, he said President Weah's administration and his gangs they were raping our country. They were stealing everything, looting on a mass scale. Today, he's in power. 6 months later, he cannot even identify one thing that they stole. And you think that was not politics? You think that was real? You think he was saying the truth? He was playing politics because he wanted power. Have you seen anyone now in prison when he said we see for the two condominiums? Have you seen anything being seized? Even the gracious ride that rally around town, have you seen them being seized? Because President Bouaka was playing politics, but now he's in power now. He is mortgaging our resources, going to give it to a businessman from Ghana.
Yeah, the Muslim conclude. Quiet.
He's giving it to a businessman from Ghana, the same businessman who brought a free private jet for his vice president to go to Ghana, and for him as well. And you think it is okay. And we are here, we're talking about President Weah, who is not in power, who is not over our resources anymore. And we are crying about what he said because we want to be politicians as well. I think it's wrong. I think we should be able to think about ourselves and our nation and forget about politics. And I want to challenge the government, President Bouaka's government, to make sure that any concession that the interests of Mahama going to be involved with, we want to make sure that it is competitive, that it's scrutinized by the international community, and we ourselves to make sure that there is no payback for those vehicles he's giving us because he said it's a gift.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Jessica. I don't know what kind of time about keeping here. But as soon as I open
So,
my
man,
mouth,
I
let me
told the
know.
man to
No,
conclude.
Francis, man, calm
Francis,
down. When everybody spoke here, you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything. Just calm down.
Josh, chill.
You
No,
say, you
guys,
saying something to me. You saying something to me.
let's get the
You're not
show
Baba.
started, guys.
You're
I
not
mean,
Baba.
Boy,
I'll tell
Princess,
you,
you
you're not
have your
Baba.
time. Princess, you
Princess,
have
you
your
have your
time.
time. Calm down.
You are not
So,
Baba. Take your
guys,
Why are
20
you
seconds
concerned
to
about
go
my
chill.
time? Why are you
You're not
concerned
Baba.
about my time?
Let's talk to
guys,
Baba.
let's do this.
Take your
Guys,
20
let's
minutes
do
straight to
this.
go
Let's
somewhere.
do this. Let's do this, guys.
Say that again.
Francis, you
So,
have your time.
okay.
Please go ahead.
I'm
Who
glad I
knows
didn't hear
our
where you
people
said
in
it. Where you
Liberia?
said, where you said
George,
that.
forget it, my
Who
man.
knows our people in
Have a good
Liberia?
evening.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. You know, I wanted to come at this thing out a different way. But when it's embarrassing how some of our brothers can come on here and just say things and with confidence. Well, I agree with our brother Josh that when somebody give you something, that means they want something from you, and you pretty much introducing corruption. George just told that George, we have friend that gave him a private jet. We want to know what he gave that man, or maybe because they lost the election. That's why they want to come back so they can pay that man for the private jet that George we are still using today. So George is gonna tell us what George we have promised that man, or why he gave that man for that private jet, because the private jet was given to him for his personal use. The 20 police car was given for Liberia. And they shouldn't come and lie to all the people they have woken up. So the lies cannot work anymore. When somebody donates something, doesn't guarantee business done with them. We all know business people have interest. When they don't give anything for free, it can be goodwill they want to get with you. But that doesn't mean that when they give you 20 vehicles, when they come and say, give me your Wologizzi Mountain, that means Maya go and damn for that. You say no, they'll say you owe me for that 20 vehicle. That lie on my people. They might not lie to y'all. The man can lie to y'all, say, boy, I may get 20 vehicle, so like bro owe him something. But if that's bidding, like he said, also it makes sense. We will want to know. I here want to know when that man come and he get any kind of contract in that country. We want to know if other people, if the bidding was open to other people too. We want to know. We will not agree for it just because he gets 20 vehicles. So now whatever he wants, like we should give it to him. It will not happen that way. So they will not lie to y'all. My Oma and Papi there. The man lie to y'all, say, boy, I may get 20 vehicles. So now he come take Putu Mountain. But the lies the Bible be carrying around. They are so loser. They are afraid that President Baka, in his first 6 months, has done things that they were not able to do. They lie to y'all. Former president, we have flew a helicopter to go campaign in the southeast. They had to shame him to go and Photoshop himself standing in the mud, pretending like he was walking in the mud. Still, he not win election. So now President Baka fixing the road. They make that 6 years. He said that 6 months of rain made him fix the road to the southeast. President Baka showing you that in the first 6 months, where there's rain season, he's still facing the road to the southeast. So now they got nothing to say to you, my people. They got nothing to give to you because they got nothing to give. So they will come and lie and twist it, turn themselves into pretzel to just make up stuff. When somebody donates something to you, you are not obligated to do any kind of business with them. Does that mean that the businessman don't want something from you? He wants something from you, but do you have to give it to him if it's not right for your people? Absolutely not. So they might not lie to you. But thank God he told us today that George Weah owed that his friend something, or he probably stole something and gave it to that man for that private jet that they gave to him. Because that's exactly what they're telling us. When somebody donates something to you, you have to give them something. That lie. But we know how George Weah operated, like gang, like the mafia. So now the thing the way they operated 6 years ago, that is sitting about to happen here. We keep looking at President Baka. Every misstep we'll talk about it. Every problem, every mistake he made, we'll talk about it. We want everybody to talk about it. Be a CDC, Unity Party, anybody, all Liberians should talk about President Baka's mistake when he make it. But the man can lie to you because the man donate air generator. They embarrass our country. Please used to come and turn around and go back to Sierra Leone during that term. Former world best player, greatest player ever to live under his regime, SKD was banned. What kind of embarrassment is that? They don't got to talk about President Baka. Come on, man. That's donation. Donation doesn't obligate you to do business with anybody. They might not lie to you. But if they can't get a man first preference, we will talk about it. Don't listen to them, my people.
Thank you very much, Francis. And I think we're all set to start the show now. And it's interesting. The good thing about the show is that we'll always have different views on issues, despite the sides we support and all of that. But it's interesting. I listened to the former president speak, and there's something he said. He said, we dealt with that vehicle thing lengthily last evening. We took up almost the entire show dealing with that issue from different angles, and stuff like that. But the former president said, the Liberian people, when you vote somebody out because of anger, when you are angry, and because you want to get at somebody, you want to use your voting power as a way of retaliating, you will make some terrible mistakes. He said, we know the Liberian people said they wanted change, but President Baka was not the change. We know that if you put all the candidates who were in the race, if you were to do the lineup, former President Weah was the president, ruling establishment, the UP alliance next in line, and then you can talk about who else. I don't know how Appiton came into the picture, though, and maybe that's another discussion we'll have another day. The Appiton factor, the mystery surrounding it. But then you'll be talking about Mr. Cummings, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, and all of those people. But when former President Weah says, the people, you wanted change, but the change that you got was not the right change. Who is that person who could have delivered the change that the Liberian people want? Who had the change? Who is that person that had a solution for the many problems that the Liberian people were confronted with at the time? Okay, let's assume. Take President Bouaka from the picture. Take former President Weah from the picture. Who else? Who's that person that maybe you will consider as the next in line talking about the change that the Liberian people wanted? Or was this just a political statement? I mean, and even up to now, we're talking about the politics of the day. People will always go back to, Unity Party was defeated by CDC in 2017. CDC was defeated by Unity Party in 2023. Now, when you're talking about election, the conversation is again between the CDC and the Unity Party. Are we in a two-party state? Are we unknowingly running some sort of two-party state? And in fact, if we were to go back to what President Weah said, who else could we point to as the change? Is this government actually living up to the expectations? Is this government delivering all the things she said she would do during the campaign period? You talk about audit. You talk about accountability. You talk about transparency. People will pay for what they did. Agriculture, road, and all of those things. Now, someone may say it's just 6 months into the administration, but it's a very time, about 6 months into the administration, the former President George Weah X-rayed the entire government and says, look, this is not the change the Liberian people wanted. My children, my beloved Liberian people were deceived, and they made the decision they made because of anger. I mean, let's start a conversation from here. I see Charles is in the background. We're gonna bring Charles on. But Ture, I want us to start with Ture tonight. Ture, was Councillor Tiawon Gonglo that change? And that is just if you agree with former President George Weah that the change that the Liberian people voted for is not what is is far from what you're getting right now. Was it the change? I mean, let's hear from you, Ture, and then we're gonna take the conversation from here. Kindly share the program as we come on
Blessing,
tonight. It's gonna be a great conversation. Let's start with you, Ture.
that's in the post say you better pray for what you wish for.
Mhm.
Better pray for what you wish for. The Liberian people pray, and the Liberian people got what they wanted. I would have gone on another route. I would have gone with the broom man.
The bro man.
The broom man. On Wuchang Gonglo.
Ture, seriously, your broom getting very old and dry. I mean, in less than 6 months, the broom. But anyway, go ahead. I mean, this broom would have never been a change to it. I mean, let's put all joy aside.
My man, let me talk, man. Let's start
Anyway,
it
go
here,
ahead.
my man.
Go
Look,
ahead.
that's the, you see, at the end of the day,
Mm.
life is all about prioritization. You have to
Okay.
prioritize. You have to yeah, and you have to do it in order of sequence.
Yeah.
You know, your needs and your wants. So what I see is that we have a former president who's actually talking about, you know, how the Liberian people made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
But to be quite honest, you have to be insensitive or delusional to really believe what the former president is saying. Next thing, look, there's no secret about the fact that the country are going down the drainage. As my own political leader will put it, that Liberia was in a separate thing. That's Honorable John Gonglo speaking. So look, with everything President George Manning, former President George Manning, we are saying right now, these are mere bluff. All right. We know very well the president loves the spotlight. We know he's somebody who will not allow the process to go. He want to be seen. We saw the president today carrying some kind of, you know, one of the biggest umbrella I've ever seen in my life. You know, just for show, you know. But there is something in democracy. When you lost election, you go sit down.
Mhm.
And I understand my brother George saying, oh, you know, politician. No, Josh. There is time for politics. This is not the time.
But Ture, you know, I get all the premise you're trying to lay. You're trying to set the foundation. I don't know whether the foundation is a dead brick foundation or that cement bricks or whatever. But Ture, at the end of the day, did the Liberian people get the change they actually desire?
The
Or they
Liberian
desire?
people got what they, you know, I would say, because you have to understand that was not my choice. What the Liberian people got was not my original choice, right? But
Wait.
the Liberian people got something. Hold on, wait.
You
Maybe
spend
you want me
months
to
on
answer my
this
question?
platform and convince people to vote for a side that wasn't your choice.
The Liberian people got
Mhm.
something that was far better than what they had. Are we getting it? Even though it was not my primary choice, but they got something that's far better than what they had in a united party. Are we getting it? So look, at the end of the day, let us not come here to try to sugarcoat things and try to intellectualize the discussion like my brother or George is trying to do here, right? George, you know, you come with fancy English, then trying to convolute the whole conversation, but it's not going to work. You know,
Thank you.
it's not going to work because
Thank you.
at the end of the day, George, under a president, you saw what was happening, right? There are unexplained deaths that were happening. Auditors were disappearing left from right. The economy was not doing well. The growth index was not progressing in any way, shape, or form, right? People were under significant financial stress.
Thank you.
Then they are experiencing the civil war. right? I mean, these are facts. I am not an economist to try to give you all of these things, but I know for a fact my same wave and my Western Union and MoneyGram account, they were actually on steroid at that point. All right, nobody can make any sort of like, nobody can draw any positive scenario to distract people from that reality, right? We were being dreamed. We're sending money in Liberia at a rate that we haven't sent money to that country on a no precedent. You can do the math. The money that Liberia emitted into Liberia economy under President George Manawia, never in the history of any president. These are facts.
Now,
and there's a reason why.
This is very important.
And
this is very important. You know,
that is a fact. And there's a reason why that's happening. There's a reason why.
And I'm gonna come back to you, Ture. But let me bring Moba in quickly. I'm gonna come back to you. Moba, from the very onset of this journey, you sat here, you were telling people, vote for this government, the government will do this, the government will do that. These are the things that the government would do, and all of that. Are you seeing the reality? Now, former President George Weah, in about 6 months, is coming back to the Liberian people to tell them, y'all voted me out because you guys were angry. But what you're getting now is not the change that you deserve. You deserve something far better than what you have right now. But you made the decision out of anger. Let's hear your take, Moba.
Oh, thank you, Nelson. You know, it's laughable. I was look, Nelson, let me be real for once, right? I understand the former president, George Manawia, you know, can get it right to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But the question we, the citizens, or every Liberian, many Liberians should be asking, all the things he's saying, is it genuine? Is something that he means because he feel in power no more? Look, Nelson, when you're comparing the former president, George Manawia, compared to Joseph Yima Boaka's 6 months, I can tell you, the 6 months of Joseph Yima Boaka is 100% better than George Manawia's 6 months. Reason is simple. Good. Yeah. Reason is simple. During George Manawia regime, during his regime, the first 6 months, George Weah built 47 condominiums. George Weah, 20 billion was missing. People protested on the street of Monrovia. 16 billion.
Yeah,
16 billions. People take the street of Monrovia. It was true. People and the truck driver, according to our sources, back then, the truck driver who drove that identical vehicle with the amount of money, he was never found. According to people, he was murdered because he knew something.
According to who?
According to our informer, according to people who look, Nancy.
Okay, so your informants told you. Yeah, but that's the other side of the conversation, right?
Nancy, it was all on the media, and people alluded to that. People testified on that before, and people said people call on spoon. Even during the election, they said the same thing. And people who look, Nancy, you look, sometimes when things happen, if you get people to do proper investigation, they will just lay in the sky, and that's what happened. And doing George Weah says 6 months, there are a lot of things that went on, and it went free. Nothing happened. You saw doing that's not, my man. I go no way. That's it. Thank you, my man.
Okay, take 10 seconds. No, yeah, just conclude because we want to go by the time now, and today we want to give time to our callers.
No problem, Nelson. But Nelson, there's no way you can compare George Weah 6 months and Joseph Yima Boaka 6 months. George Weah messed the country up to the extent that even all the government entity where you got offices and other places was damaged. There were a lot of leakages all over. What rainfall you see it all in the houses. We all saw that. People put on Facebook. All the entity. Look at LBS today. All the places were damaged under the George Money regime. And then you're talking about change. Look, the Liberian people, they make the right choice. And they will not regret that choice. Because end of the day, every good thing that will happen for Liberia, it will be for Liberians. It will not be for Joseph Boakai. Thank you.
Mama, finally,
Yeah.
then we're gonna bring Raymond in. Is this government delivering on her promises? And the reason why we're having this conversation is because today, though someone may say tomorrow, but whichever way you put it, we're talking about exact 6 months in power. Exact 6 months. On the 22nd of January this year, this government took office, was inaugurated. 6 months down the road, what can we point to? Are the Liberian people living the reality of those of some of those promises that the government made? Is the government even delivering? Is there any hope for the Liberian people?
Nelson, let me tell you. Before I answer your question, I don't want to say something brief, right? You see, when you look at the people from the other side, the opposition side, they got nothing to say. Again, the only thing they can say, they can only discuss yellow machine. That's all they will say. Yellow machine, yellow machine. That will part that one. Only the yellow machine will discuss against the law. The men also do that. But they will not tell you, say, Joseph Boakai Bay condominium. But let me tell you what the Liberian people benefit in the last 6 months. Grand Gillette, Stano, today, they got a road that paved. I say like 100%. But yesterday, they were buying rest according to people who went there and will get our brother Cindy who alluded to that. People who was transporting goods and services to that identical county. It was expensive to the extent I was sending back already 10,000 United States dollars, 9,000 Liberian dollar rather. I'm sorry, 10,000 Liberian dollars, 9,000 Liberian dollars. But today you can buy the back arrest for 4,000 Liberian dollars, 3,500 Liberian dollars. That's a significant changes in the sector. So let's leave the road aspect for that side. Let's come to Maserado, right? Look at the street of Maserado, and look at today. We were able to receive 20 police vehicles that will be able to ease the crime rate in the country. If you call day yesterday or day yesterday on your side, but on my side was yesterday when the police RG alluded to a lot of things, and he emphasized on crime rate that if they call the people can say they don't have motorbike to go. They don't get motorbike to go solve that identical crime. And we saw it the last time we were during the camping period. We all were on spoon. When people were robbing people, doing a lot of stuff, when people are calling on the radio for police to go there. Police don't even have vehicle, they don't even have bicycle before I talk about motorcycle before I talk about cycle. But today, you get 20 vehicles that are working in the interest of the Liberian people. That everywhere in Maserado, if crime happen like private to go on, when they call it Liberian National Police, there'll be a force. So that's it. And we're talking about the airport. Today,
Thank you.
there'll be no way. Let me conclude.
I want to hold you there.
Yes.
And
Let me conclude.
and move to Raymond quickly.
Two cents. Let me conclude.
Two
There'll be
cents
no way. There'll be no way under this regime of Joseph Boakai, the airport of the Republic of Liberia will go dark no more. It will never happen under a regime.
Thank you very much. So you think the government is delivering progress is being made? Let's hear from you, Raymond. Raymond, your take on this discussion here tonight. You listen to the former president. Was he advocating for the Liberian people? Is he feeling so bad that the Liberian people find themselves in this situation now? I mean, it's like a shepherd is taken from his sheep, and he looks back and sees his sheep being very, very vulnerable. And he's looking back and crying, "Oh, my sheep. Look, how did we get here?" He's saying that this is not the change that the Liberian people wanted. They made the decision out of anger. Who was this? Who was the change? Who is that person who would have presented a better alternative in terms of leadership? Raymond, is this government delivering as per her promises made? You are here. You spoke to the Liberian people on some of those promises. Let's hear you.
So let's assume first that what former President George Weah said are true. He's the wrong messenger. Under that assumption, Why? Because he's synonymous to the wolf that will eat the sheep, but yet advocating for the sheep. Or the fox that will eat the chickens, but yet advocating for the chickens. Liberia have not faced worse in our recent time any other president than they face under George Weah other than Charles Stidham. Because of the war and the heinous crime committed during the war, nobody can beat Charles Stidham. But next to Charles Stidham, the Liberian people suffer under the 6 years of George Weah. And we listened to his communication. We heard someone crying from being defeated. He was only nursing his wound, licking his wound while crying. So he was just crying out of his own hurt. And he just wanted to use the Liberian people name to say he's speaking for the Liberian people. It's being dismissive of the decision of the Liberian people, his former employers. The Constitution says that all power is inherent in the people. The people made a decision. And now you're saying the purpose of the people's decision was anger. When did the Liberian people tell you that, Mr. Former President? How you derive that conclusion, Mr. Former President? That's been dismissive of the power that the Liberian people have in making a choice as to who their leader is. Now the people have made a decision. They gave you one time a chance. And you squandered that opportunity. You made it living in Liberia miserable for many Liberians. And the Liberian people made a decision that your presidency was not good enough. In these 6 months of President Joseph Yima Boakai, the gains made are unprecedented for the people. Namely, after the war, we had two set of presidents. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf serving 2 terms, George Weah serving 1 term. 3 terms of presidency. We could not reach to what the Liberian people want: war and economic crime code. In 6 months, Joseph Yuma Boakai had made this a reality. It's just the formalities for us to start hearing hearings in this regard. We come and see issues in our country. First thing, Morovia, dirt everywhere, filth everywhere. In less than 6 months, Morovia looks appreciable. Not excellent, not perfect, but okay to an extent. We saw during the campaign, George Weah walking the market. Marketers booed him, and he was even walking in feces. It's drainage season. I'm not in Morovia, but I haven't seen no video footage of feces in the street as it was. The stockpile of garbage that was everywhere when former city mayor Jefferson Koji said he was Gucci mayor and not dumper hero. The situation with this current city mayor who doesn't get in front of the camera and make a lot of speeches, we see a difference in our country. In 6 months, the LMP has at least 20 vehicles. When George Weah has stayed for 6 years, during the campaign period, we never saw the LMP having vehicles, but we saw the CDC with brand new pickups. We saw $53 million couldn't be accounted for, and we heard that the CDC campaign budget was $50 million United States dollars. Nelson is comparing day and night. I can tell you because I know it. I was at the Bali Island when the former President George Weah spoke about he had a dream growing up at the Bali.
Don't jump this thing. Don't. I have the Bali Island video I was about to play, and there are other information around that Bali Island too. So, but let's have you to conclude. So we bring Josh in, and then we're gonna bring Francis in.
So I want to speak about two-party state. You know, sometimes the media has a big responsibility, and sometimes the things we say while on this media is sometimes inform public narrative. So we have to be careful. There's no two-party state. Liberia isn't a two-party state. The Cummins was able to run. He was a candidate in this election. He got a vote. Even if it was less than 2%, he still got a vote. Those Liberians who voted for him, we got to respect them. The
Thank you.
Honorable Taiwan Gonglo was able to be on the presidency and ticket, and he ran. He got some vote, even though less than 1%. We gotta respect that. Those Liberians like Toure and others who voted for him, that's their decision. We gotta respect them. They are part
No,
and parcel.
Toure did not vote for Tiawon Gonglo.
He
Toure did
supported
not
him.
even Toure
He
did not even
supported
campaign
him.
for Tiawon Gonglo.
He,
Raymond,
he supported him in the first term. When you,
look at Toure's broom. Look at the broom to tell you that he hasn't. I mean, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo gave Toure that broom. He packed that broom, put it on a somewhere it been getting dry. You see how the broom looking terrible? The man did not campaign. You know, Raymond.
Nelson, my message is all those politicians who ran 20 plus candidates in these elections, we got to respect that they have supporters and they were Liberians and they were their options. So it's no two-party state. The narrative that we have two-party state, we need to debunk those narratives because they are so untrue and they should not be coming on these airways.
Yeah. And
we have multi-party state.
You may be right. Yeah, you're right. When you talk about the multi-party state, it's a fact. That's on the book. That's what we have on the book. But what are we experiencing in reality?
So Nelson,
as per the way Liberians are making decisions, as per the way Liberians are voting, what are we experiencing since after the war? Which other party have we seen come to power to steer the affairs of the country aside from CDC and Unity Party?
And that's not a true story when you say it like that. Because
let me talk about the alliances and
definitely these are alliances. These two parties have never won elections standing by themselves. No party single-handedly won elections in our country. So these political parties have agreed to gather around these two parties. But the narrative could change. Maybe if Kennedy Cummings is able to convince the opposition party, including CDC, to gather around him, we might see the Cummings presidency. Possible. But if the United Party is able to, that's the point. The fact that these small political parties, I would love to call them, have a say in this government, including the two past governments. They have say. We know that even they have ministerial positions. They are also a part of our governing process. And that's the full story, and that's how we need to see it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Raymond. George, let's hear your take on this conversation tonight.
Oh, no, thank you, Nelson. And I sit here and listen to my colleagues making all these statements, and it's kind of amusing and at the same time disgusting. You know, when you hear people, they are so convinced in their thoughts that what they're saying, you know, is reality. Look, Nelson, I listened to the former president, President George Weah, and the only thing I got from President Weah is remorse on behalf of the Liberian people. Yeah,
he's remorseful.
And he's remorseful for the Liberian people. Remorseful in the sense that, and let me just break it down, that the Liberian people made a devastating mistake in their anger. Nelson, it can be said here that our Liberian people had a lot of expectation for President Weah's government, and the speed at which they thought it would happen, that did not materialize, and because of that, they got frustrated and angry, and wanted change. But they fell down from the pot straight in the fire. That's why he's frustrated for them, and he's angry as well for what they're going through. Nelson, what I can tell you now, the reason why you don't see protests in the streets, because the first protests are happening under the government, people were killed. People were shot at. During President George Weah's time, they were giving food, water. And we sit here and we say there is good change, destroying our democracy, because people now cannot freely organize protests because they are afraid for their lives. People are living on terror, and people are yet saying that it's a change, it's a good change.
Who was that better change? If not President Barker we have today, who was that better change?
Nelson, there's always a change. There's always a change. So it could be Cummings, it could be anybody but President Barker. But President Barker. President Boubacar was the least qualified person on that list of people. Besides, being in government for so many years and not knowing anything about
And
governance.
that's where experience comes in. That's
And
where
guess what?
experience
Guess
comes
what? Nelson. People stay long in something and they know nothing about it because all they did was to sleep during meetings. And I think it's now vividly clear that President Boubacar was in those meetings, but he was asleep because he doesn't even know how the governance work. That he's even making mistakes and writing letters and doing everything. Now, Nelson, our people are living on a terror. People want to get in the street, but they cannot because they are afraid for their lives. And these people sit here and say, Liberia is changing for the better. It makes me want to cry because President Weah, regardless of whatever he did in the country, President Weah was surely for democracy. He left the presidency. He made a speech. He considered even before the last ballot was counted. That means he's not a man who was hungry for power. He's not a man who was power hungry.
Yeah. So
He
let's
considered.
end up on this thought.
I know you end me so quick because you don't like what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, George, you don't have to put me into that. Here in this space, I'm neutral. I have absolutely
Yeah, because
no
you've been
side.
talking to these guys. You talk for so long, but so I finish with you, you say, let's end here because you don't want your audience to be offended. Go ahead.
No, but the point I want to make is that you listen. And good thing is, you're one of those persons who I can say started right here with a late night show.
Definitely.
Far before the actual election and everything. There were campaign
even on the Spoon Talk itself. I was on Spoon Talk before.
Okay, great. There were campaign messages. There were speeches that were made. Josh, there were promises from this government as to what they intend to do, what they would do if they were given the opportunity to lead. Josh, few hours from now, it's going to be 6 months since this government took office. 6 months since this government was inaugurated. 6 months since President President Joseph Yuma Boakai raised his hand and took the oath of office. I do solemnly swear, so help me God. 6 solid months. Josh, given what you've seen across the country, what you've seen happening across Liberia, is this government delivering on her promises? Is this government? No, I know some of the promises, 6 months, is just a little time. It's just so short to achieve 100%. But given what you've seen, is the government making progress? Is the government delivering on those promises?
Nelson, look, I just want to say that the only thing I can say is I feel sorry that this government is underperforming to the extent that even the $11 million that President Weah invested in the concession for rice price to remain low. They said he stole the $11 million. So they are not going to give you $11 million. Now rice has gone to 4,000. Nelson. And now they still cannot figure.
No, rice is 3,000. It's in the 3,000. Right?
But it's even higher than when President Weah's time, right? It's going there, right? It's even higher than President Weah's time. President Weah's time, rice price was lower than it is now. Nelson, these people cannot fathom to know that, we were lying. President Weah did not actually steal the $11 million because now we see that the price of rice now have gone up because the concession is not there anymore. That we're balancing it out. You see, these people lie to the Liberian people until the Liberian people believe it. Because when you say something over and over to yourself, even if it's a lie, you will believe it. And that's what happened to the Liberian people. They believe the lies and were cajoled into believing them. And this government has underperformed.
Fight against corruption, transparency, open governance. How is this government performing? Road connectivity. Making sure that the economy is open. How is this government performing?
Nelson, the only thing I've seen, look, the road that they are building, right?
Mm.
And it's a modern rule. You know what I mean? When rain comes, it's still destroy. I always had that mindset, and I know that's what it is. When rain comes, no matter how you put yellow machine, 50 yellow machine on the same road, that road will get damaged when there's a lot of water, right, on it, and that is clear. I think the only thing they have done is to make people to reach the Grand Gita and go back, right? But that is not sufficient for the
And
money
you
they
think
spent.
that is just small? In 6 months, Grand Gila County had been disconnected from the rest of the entire country for decades. People
No,
cannot go
Nelson,
Grand Gila County and come back, and you say it's just
Nelson,
go Grand Gila
Nelson,
County.
that's not entirely
Are you
true.
being fair to the
I
diaspora?
was there, President Weah's regime. My younger brother took my vehicle from Monrovia and could not go past Grand Gita. So we know that people could still access Grand Gita from Monrovia, but beyond Grand Gita to go to Plivo, where I come from, there was no road, right? So the car has to be left in Grand Gita, right? So look, but then facing that part of the road, I commend him for it. But Nelson, what next? They don't even have the slightest idea how to even get people working. They are firing people left and right. People, let me tell you, this is why the market women are crying. The common economics will know that when you invest, when you give money to the poor people, they spend it. You give money to rich people, they hold it on. They hold on to it. That means people will not buy. And when people are not buying from the people in the market, they put pressure on the government. But it's just a simple thing that this government continue to fail. That's why the finance minister, who is responsible for fiscal affairs, resigns, because they are not going to succeed, Nelson. They are making mistakes that are very elementary.
Thank
They
you.
are firing
Thank you.
people who are on consultancy and bringing other people who are on, it's just ridiculous. Nelson, they are failing, and I'm not saying they will fail, but I know this government is going to experience the most difficult time because they don't know what they are doing, Nelson. Exactly that.
So someone may say maybe because the George Weah administration, which you support, did not set a solid foundation, so they're going to face the most difficult time.
No, Nelson, here's the thing. They said the country was going to destruction, right? So they want to turn it around. Not knowing that turning it around, they are going into the fire because the place President Weah was taking the country was the best place. That's why rice price was lower than it is now. You see it?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
The
you,
common
Josh.
commodity. That's why it is.
Let's go you there and bring Francis in.
Thank
Francis,
you.
go ahead, sir. Welcome. Let's have your take on this conversation.
You know our brothers say when you hear something, want to cry. Yeah, people cry with wipe their tail with handkerchief. But you see, hey man, it's embarrassing sometimes. The contradiction in our brother speeches they be making it's too much. When President Weah took over Nelson, and when he left office, was the price of rice during his term cheaper than when he came in after Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, or was it lower under President Sirleaf when former President George Weah took over?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, asking you a question, Nelson. When George Weah left office in 2024 after inauguration, the price of rice when he took over in 2017, was it cheaper than Ellen Johnson, than what Ellen Johnson Sirleaf left? Because the noise they made. You don't even have the answer. Because our brother know it. It went up from what it was when they came in office. Then now you want to say, oh, it went up under President Barker. It was lower under President Weah. It was lower under President Sirleaf too. What you got to say about that? Why didn't make it lower than President Sirleaf? Then we can listen to you talk. It went up under you. So when President Barker leave office, and somebody else coming after him, it go up. They might say, oh, so he might take credit for, oh, it was lower under President Barker, even if you bring it back down to $17. Come on, man. You see, he talked about President Weah is remorseful. He's not remorseful. He's insulting the intelligence of the Liberian people. He did absolutely nothing over there but erase himself. And you know the problem there? They were so sure that it was guaranteed second term for them. So some of the people that didn't get the steal, right? Some of the ones that didn't get filthy rich, like they got soccer team A and team B. What they failed to realize was football is taking a break anyway. So the team A, they put it in the first 6 years, and they stole and erased themselves. So they were expecting team B to come in the second half and then destroy the country. But unfortunately for them, President Barker can't kick them out of it. So now, He pissed off because all the people are telling him, man, you see, that when you're sort of gave me the other ministry after you say I'm away, I'll be waiting, they can't kick you out now. So waiting. That's why he coming back now, he making all the noise so that when they come out the next thing, they'll let the whole cover. People got no intention of coming to develop that country. And it's shameful for our brothers to come out here and make it seem as though he's remote. He's not remorseful. He's not sorry. As a former president, someone who is remorseful, you should be going around the country, doing things, talking to the people, apologizing to the Liberian people, especially the Southeasterners, that you neglected them, even though you hire more than half of your top officials in the last 6 years came from the Southeast. But it was the least developed part of the country. They were so isolated that during the recent you have to drive through Ivory Coast to get to them. Instead of apologizing to those people. But you know what? I don't blame him.
But Francis, do you really expect President George Weah? Terrell will give you 20 seconds right after Francis. Do you really expect President George Weah at this point, 6 months after his let's say about 9 months or so after his defeat, to come to the Liberian people and start apologizing to them that, oh, I didn't do it good? You know, I mean, just think about that for once, Francis. President George Weah takes to the public space. You're sorry, you know the thing I didn't govern well. I was the worst president in the country. Under my watch, the economy was bad and the road condition. In fact, I'm the worst person from the Southeast. Come on, Francis.
Nelson, let me tell you something. If you got nothing good to say, don't say anything at all.
This is the former president.
Nelson, if you got nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. Let him go back to France and still not stretch your arm. Let PJ and sit down on him for the next 5.5 years. Then he can come back and talk. But you look at President Barker in 6 months, right? The Southeasterners are bragging about reduced price of rice and other goods and services that they couldn't even afford. What are you talking about? I'll go back again. I'll say it so many times for the Liberian people to understand. If you didn't do anything during the entire 6 years, at least our soccer team supposed to be better. They'll say, okay, that the main era. But it was the least. Under him, LeBron even lost ranking under FIFA. Nothing he can do good other than football. Nothing that make him do better other than football. I'm watching highlights. His soccer highlights, I get emotional when I watch his soccer highlights. That's why he fit. But nothing. Under him, airplanes, some companies ban airplanes for going to Labrador. Even Air France stopped flying to Labrador at some point. The terminal used to be dark. Crime will go up. Are you kidding me? Our international airport light will go off. Then
Thank you.
The influence of President Barker, his integrity, make him somebody come and say, okay, I'm going to make sure there's no more power outage at this international airport. The police force get 20 cars. They will come and say, oh, that's only BIA. Yeah, that's only BIA.
Thank you. Thank you.
People making say Josh Weah is remorseful or he's sorry for it. He's sorry that he didn't steal enough. He's sorry that his team beat did not come in after they get on their red car and they're not bucking him because they didn't get a chance to come and steal for themselves. That's why he's telling the Liberian people he should be apologizing really around helping the people.
Thank you, Francis. I want to hold you there and bring Touré. Touré, take 20 seconds quickly. And then we will.
Can I have 20 seconds?
Oh my goodness me, George. I think George, when we say we miss you on a platform, not for you to kind of be talking Tabata in a player, my man. Brother, let me tell you, George Weah did not do absolutely nothing. 6 years. All George Weah did was, and I said this, sensationalized projects that will have, the populace like, ooh, the man's doing something. But deep down, they're not having any sort of significant impact on people, right? This is stuff we're talking about. When you're talking about impact projects, right? Like what the old man is doing right now. you know, according to people that live in that part of the country, that at this time rice prices is almost 900 to 1,000 like LD. Our brother Sandy got farm there. He buy rice there all of the time. So he can speak to this more than any one of us. And Sandy is saying prior years compared to this time around that they are paying 450, 500 for rice right now. No. So these are facts. So that is a significant, life-changing kind of movement or circumstances for our people in the Southeast. So if anybody tell you, say they old men not doing anything impactful for the economic, for the livelihood of the people in the Southeast that have been sort of like isolated from mainland Liberia for decades, that is a significant upgrade. And that's just what I want to say. And we cannot politicize everything too. Everything can be politics.
Thank you,
The life of all Liberians depends on what we do to fostering that climate where everybody will enjoy and sort of like achieve their God-given potential. That is the desire and posture that we all should exhibit to have.
Thank you, Trey.
Right? It's not about anything else. Like I said, 2020 now will get back
I
into
want to
the
say
trenches.
thank you to Ray.
Yeah, Anthony, thank you, my man. What's up?
And welcome, Emmy. Emmy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. And I want to welcome Anthony as well. Thanks for joining us. I don't know where Anthony came from with his 17 cement price thing, but let's hear from Emmy. Emmy, go ahead. You are muted. Your mic is on mute.
Well, Nelson, thank you everyone for having me. I'm not sure where you guys are right now, so I would be lying to you if I.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So, but then let's. Oh, Anthony just left.
Yeah.
Anthony. Okay, so
My 30 seconds, Nelson. I ask you for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Nelson, can you give me 30 seconds as well, please? I'm just alone, guys.
Anthony, can you set? We will have to put you. Okay. I think
I'm good now. I'll try to get out of the noise.
Okay, great. Okay, so yes, we're about to get 30 seconds each. Then we'll bring our two panelists who just came in. But basically, former President Weah says the Liberian people did not get the change they deserve. They voted out of anger. What they have right now, they could have something far way better. But when you do things out of anger, this is what you get. He says this government is not living up to the expectation of the Liberian people. And of course, this is something we're taking a look at. If what the former president said is true, who is that person that was best suited to bring about that change that the Liberian people were desperately in need of? Is this government even delivering on those promises she made? It's just few hours. We'll be talking about 6 solid months into this administration. I want us to bring. I want you to come in. Then we take Anthony. Then we can bring it out too.
Okay, so thank you, Nelson. I got it now. So Josh, we have the audacity to talk about change that the Liberian people needed. It's funny that when you have the responsibility to do things, you neglect it, and then when someone else is there, you act like you're the caring one now. Like I would say something about someone I know, kind of like had a, girlfriend that he wasn't paying any attention to. But then when this girl left him out with a guy, that guy don't care about you. He just want to hurt you. No kidding. Negro, you had your chance. You were doing worse than now. You care about somebody hurting her. So it's just like what President Weah is doing here. Okay, I think that people they were expecting more. They thought they was gonna do better in President Weah presidency. That's what they were. They would. Everybody had failed them, and they said he was not a regular politician, and he cared about the country. He had what was that famous saying? He had a country at heart, right? He cares about the Liberian people. He did this. He was doing this. He was doing that. Even things that he never did. People were assuming the kind of money he never had. People were assuming that he had it. He did this. He did that. And then he came. Not on it. I mean, people can be over there, optimistic about something, but if they see you trying, right, but it just haven't happened yet, they can understand. But President Weah came in and just ignored the Liberian people, and then he was doing what him and his friends wanted to do, and the Liberian people cried for 6 years. Not one thing they changed from that, from whatever they were doing. It was just business as usual and continue. And all of a sudden, somebody else came in 6 months, and you want to be the guy to be talking about the change that the Liberian people need. And all of a sudden, you already know what the Liberian people wanted. It's always laughable. There's nothing much there to say. They said it all. I think the president now, I think he's doing a good job.
But who was the best? Who was that person that was best suited for this change?
Now, see, I'm not in his head, so I don't know who he thought the best change was. I heard my brother George saying that, Cummings, right? If Cummings were going to be the one to win the election, he was going to say something else. It wasn't going to be Cummings. He was going to say something else. If Cummings was going to be the one that beat President Weah, he was going to say somebody else's name. So you cannot expect your opponent to say you're the best person. You would not expect that from them.
Coming back to where we are, Amy. Is this government delivering on her promises? Fight against corruption, transparency, accountability, the arrest agenda. We know we're just talking about 6 months now, but
yeah,
are there positive signs of some progress in the pipeline?
Yes, there are. And there have been a lot of mistakes too. We cannot leave that out. But we know that it's the beginning of something like, it will be shaky before it's
What are some of the mistakes? Some of the mistakes?
Well, some of the mistakes started from the hiring process, and some have been some of the laws that they talk about on tenure, this and that. Those were mistakes placed too, and people getting appointment letters and other people they being withdrawn, and those were some of the things that came in, and something about the assets recovery. Those were all mistakes that have happened, but like you said, it's been 6 months. They can still go and, according to President, we are recalibrate and come back. It's not like they're at the end of the 6 years already. So they still got plenty of time to do the right thing. And from what we're saying, the other things that have been done, there's some good things being done in the pipeline as well. So we cannot come in and say, all of a sudden we know that this is not a change that Liberian people needed. If you would have set the pace right, the way the pace was set for you for for 12 years of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, she may have her own thought. Everything was there, but the pace was set. There was system put in place, which everything now was broken down to the bottom. Okay, before President Bouaga came in, so you cannot compare the two. If President Bouaga would have come in right after Madam Sirleaf, Liberia would have been on a better trend by now.
Thank you, Anthony. Let's bring you in because we're about to give Mobile and George 30 seconds, and we'll go to the phone lines.
Thank you very much, Nelson. I didn't even know today Saturday there was a show. I did my work so quick today, so I got some free time work. But let me say this, right? I came on specifically because I'm in one of the popular group chats that have almost over 2,000 people from Grand County, including top officials. And this myth of, the road reduced prices. in Grand Jude County prompted me to come on. It is a myth. Brother, anything you buy in Monrovia today, time it by 2 or by 3 or by 4 is the price of that thing in Zwaju. My mother still lives in Zwaju. My older sister and I spoke today from Zwaju. Listen, people should stop. We commend this administration for the road to Grand Jude. That road leading to the southeastern region is a major corridor to 5 counties. We will only know how good is that road during the peak season of the rain season, September, and we'll know how.
But
Hold on now.
Anthony,
But I
Anthony,
said we commend. Hold on now.
I was come here a bit. Your lawmaker, Senator
He
Zoe
lied. He
on
lied.
this undeserved medium, we play that.
He
I was
lied.
there in that press conference of his.
Ask him when the last time he been to Grand Jude. He had not gone to Grand Jude since the passing of Era Madison Guyon. Since the passing of Honorable Era Madison Guyon, he had not gone to Grand Jude. He lied.
Let's do this, Anthony, as we speak. There's a team of journalists. I should have been on that trip, but I couldn't make it because of other engagement. But there's a team of journalists that have gone to the southeastern region, specifically Grand Jude County, right now to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Though it's a bit late here, but I will try to see if I can connect with any of those guys that are still up, and we will hear from them right now on the show. But go ahead.
No problem. Nothing. If you find anybody that sell a bag of cement, $12 or $13, me, I will just picture another business by buying 50 bags of cement from my mom to do a project there. Just to picture another business, because I decided to buy the cement in Monrovia to carry it to Zwaju. Because even if I buy in Monrovia and transport one bag by $3 per bag, I will still pay less money than buying it in Zwaju. That's how much expensive it is in Zwaju. Nobody can fool you here. Most of the things in Zwaju are either from Monrovia or from the Ivory Coast. If it's not from the Ivory Coast, it's from Monrovia. Okay? The lawmaker, because he's getting unpopular, he's trying to foil himself with the Bwaka administration to save face. That man been in office over 18 years. He is the longest serving lawmaker from Grand Jude County. The same length of time Prince Johnson spent in office is the same length of time he has spent in office. He started as a representative and now he's a senator. All right? He won his seat 3 times as a representative and then 1 time as a senator. So we know that he's very incompetent. He always foils himself with people to gain sympathy. But I challenge your team right now. If they find anyone right now selling a bag of cement, $12.50, $13 in Zwaju, I will patronize that business to buy 50 bags of cement.
So but Anthony,
because it would be cheaper for me to buy it now there, $13, than to buy in Monrovia and transport it.
Let's come
so
back
you should stop lying to us, because bag of cement right now is $8.50 in Monrovia.
I'm hoping that I can establish contact with the guys. The phones are just ringing. I'm hopeful that I can establish contact with them. But let's come to this, Anthony. Putting this government under the microscope, transparency, fight against corruption, 6 months down the road, is this government delivering on those promises?
No. And guess what? Look, Nelson, and this is the reason why I made it my duty last night on the point that I was making. Look at the cars that our lawmakers driving. Very expensive cars. Who are buying those cars? The government of Liberia. The government of Liberia buying lawmakers very expensive cars. The president said yesterday in his opening remarks that he knew when he came into office after the election, not during the inauguration, but after he won, he was briefed that the functioning vehicles in Monrovia were 38 functioning vehicles. But to the utmost surprise, only 8 vehicles left. Police vehicles, only 8 vehicles. And those 8 were only in Monrovia. That means the rest of the 14 counties didn't have vehicles for police officers. Before the national budget was drafted, Now, where does the national budget come from? From the executive. The executive presents the national budget to the legislature. The legislature do the appropriation and send it back to the executive, and the executive signs it into the law. So if that is the case, you already knew that national security was challenged with logistics. Mr. President, what would you prioritize? Will our government buy expensive vehicle for lawmakers, 45,000, 60,000, 70,000, up to 80,000? That is, Bagati vehicle then down there want to do work for our people? So are you saying that the Liberian government cannot purchase vehicle for the national police?
So Anthony, again, you want to take us back. You know, last night discussion was great. I appreciate we had a very great conversation last night. But again, you want to push us back because
no.
You were
What I'm trying to say here is let's look at this administration. Everywhere that the administration tries to do work, there is a hiccup.
Yeah, I'm coming a bit, Anthony. You raised this very point last evening, and we dealt with this issue. Yes, I know you want to bring the issue about yes, the budget originates from the executive, but the executive as in what? As in the Ministry of Finance. The only area where the president comes in.
You can't separate the Ministry of Finance from the president.
The budget is when it comes to signing. Well, it comes to the Ministry of Finance as a draft, goes to the legislature, they allot, and then they pass the budget. It goes to the president for signature. He cannot alter the budget. He cannot add anything or subtract anything from the budget. If the president has and that's where I'm coming. If the president has an issue with the budget, he can veto it. He can send it back to the legislature, or he can decide to sign it as it is. That is if he's okay with the budget.
Nothing.
You either send it back the way it's looking, or you sign it the way it's looking. You can't add anything there.
Nothing. The executive branch, which is headed by the president of the Republic of Liberia, appoints all those ministers to all the various ministries and different autonomous agencies. The president is the chief executive officer. He's appointed and he can fire anytime he wants. They all work as his will and pleasure. Okay. So the finance minister does not run his own agenda. He runs the agenda of the president.
Thank you,
Anthony. So every law item in our budget is something that the president assigns us. Now, here is this president, nothing to me, here is this president who saw 100,000 going to Yeke Koduba, 100,000 going to Sasoko, 100,000 going to other representatives each. Then 150,000 go to Delon, 150,000 go to South Joseph, 150,000 go to the same Zopen who on radios, article, on video you're playing now. Why would you agree for our lawmaker to get 100,000 each for representative and 150,000 each for senator, but you cannot purchase vehicle for our national police? You're waiting for donation for a small company. Are you serious?
Thank you. Thanks a lot. But guys, this is what we're gonna do. I know a lot of you want to.
No, but we gotta call in, Nesby.
Nesby, I need my 30 seconds, please.
You all have had the time to make your input like Anthony just did. The 30 seconds is something we have gone around the table with, but I want us to go to the phone lines now. Let's hear from our folks. We're gonna come back.
Can I make a comment before we go to the phone lines?
We have a whole show to run after the phone lines.
You see the man laughing because no, Nelson, we agree.
No. But let's go. No, but nobody agreed for us to go to the phone line. Agree for us to go to the phone line. We're going to go to the phone line.
I just want to say something. Don't me, my man.
The Liberian people want to.
Nothing. If you just gave us the panelists a look.
Give it to them.
No. But
it's okay. Go to the phone line because the man can spread a lot of lies. And you believe it.
I will give every other person the time if I give you the time, Moba. So
I just want to ask a question. It's not a statement. It's a question I want to ask Nelson.
Yes. If I give you the time to ask a question, every other person will have.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm not asking Anthony or anybody else.
Yes. So let's go to the phone lines. We'll come back. I will take your question, sir. I want us to please go to the phone lines. Let's hear from the Liberian people, please. 0555 is the number to call. Let's see if we can take our first caller here. Let's get your take on the conversation tonight. 0555 I'm putting the WhatsApp number up as well. Let's hope our folks can contribute tonight significantly.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
This is the words of Samuel. I'm calling for Jiboro.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, quickly I commend every panelist on the show. But this is my take. I seen most of the citizens trying to shift into diversity. They want to, like, I don't know how they want to kind of, they don't want to come straight in the community the party or that's called the unity party like government into the uplifting of the challenges of rural in the service. They always trying to, in fact, anyhow the guys go. Now they are criticizing so Emmanuel Peno. He was very cool. Nobody against the war. He came from the backdrop of the city trying to come government of what they did. For the past 6 years he had been as well. He's telling you why he's going through. They say the man loud because of the presses. They say the man loud. It's our the man call. You know from how they call it how they call it from church to town. The lie, not the hour. So all this thing, I don't know how they want to come.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take another person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Peter from my call from the Winston community.
Please go ahead quickly, Peter. Let's take you.
I want to say thanks to all of the panelists for their exposé. You know, sometimes I listen to the show, I see that, you know, when the conversation is going, like almost like a campaign messages or sometimes someone they. So we have to look at Liberia like this. Liberia people most of the time vote on what we call they vote on anger.
Okay.
That is, we say they do what we call try and error method. Okay, they will try the other person because the other person is not doing the rightful thing, so we need to try to change, to make a change and see what the next person will be able to do. And one thing I don't like to hear from people that when you say this person has not done nothing, or you say Joseph Baga has not done nothing, or you say Joy Weah has not done nothing, that's really pain my heart to hear people saying about that.
Okay.
And one of the things
Thank you very much. We'll have to hold you there, sir, and take another person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, Nathan, how are you this time?
Yes,
Thank you so much, Nathan, for bringing this in. We are the Liberian people must be able to talk like you are doing now. Look, I will tell you something. All these will come up, like the other guy said, I wouldn't come up and say Josh has done nothing. I will not come out and say Umar Joseph Baka has done nothing. But compare the 6 years to the 6 months and see what is going on. The judge will be right there with you. See where we are. Will this thing continue? If the campaign is now, okay, let us go ahead. But I know that this government, I'm not a member of the Unity Party, but I will tell you what, this man is working. Just give it maybe 2 years from now, then we can come up with what we are saying. But it's not too early for us to come and say this thing. Why is something better come out after 2 years? What will you be saying now? You have a shame face. I don't know.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and bring this person in. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, but you're live on the line. Please go ahead, sir. Lower the volume of your radio, please. Hello?
Yo, Nelson?
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello?
You are live on the show, sir. Can you go ahead?
Yeah, okay. I'm running Bangalo, calling from Maruga, Kiho.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, Nelson, you know the problem that we have in this country, the representatives? Why is it that these people, they get upward for a $5,000 car, and whereby the police people, they do have cars, these people, they do need to even say get bad in a car. They do need to buy a car. People have sufficient car. If they came to help the Liberian people, if they came to represent the Liberian people, they have a car, they can use those car there. Instead of them taking, instead of them government to buy a car for them.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your input. Let's take another person. Hello. Your name and where you're calling from. Let's hear you.
My name is Gonkano, calling from People Community.
Gonkano, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Let me just compare the two president 6 months.
Yeah.
I can record in 2017, 2018, in Georgia 6 months, we got this whistleblower missing in this country up to date. We got $25 million mobile SSR in wheelbarrows here and there. And we are not seeing nothing on our job. What we observe is that President Buaka is bringing in equipment that we think will be helpful to our agriculture sector, our rural connectivity. We see Joseph Buaka intervention on the coastal highway that Joseph Buaka and George we are promised.
Okay.
And we see price being reduced in Nigeria as related to the cost of rice because it was 4,700, now 3,600. I mean, even now we see our people calling on national radio in Liberia here commending this government.
Thank you.
And we don't see people both the best president ever in the first 6 months. So
let's hold you there and take another person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. We'll take 2 more calls after you. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
One thing that they discuss me is that when I hear people discussing the issue of George Manuel, we have government that did nothing. Then look at the issue of the invisible parking, all of around the putting military hospital, all of development carry on. So to see Ladrin coming out to say he did nothing is being ungrateful. I see it from that point.
Ungrateful people.
These are ungrateful people. So I think if somebody joins school, you should be able to appreciate them for the school they did. You get the part of the right now posting on Thursday with just what they create from the amount of dollar of cringy there. They posting. I don't think these are things we should be posting on.
Thank you.
George Manuel, we are 6 months were beneficiary to the Liberian people. We saw the issue of wise.
And in the 6 months, they pay the wise fee?
Yeah, within the 6 months, the government took over and said the issue of wise.
You call the phone off. Let me call you off. Let's take the last 2 persons and we'll go. Hello.
People lying.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
This is Joseph Buffalo coming on 100% Lofian.
Okay, 100% Lofian. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I joined this morning from God's community.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, so now when we hear people complaining about what the senator said, it bothers me. The senator, in reality, you never look at the political aspect. So now say true. When you say the truth, God can bless for you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We take the last caller from the local line. Hello.
Morning, Nancy.
Yeah, morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, first thing, Nancy, what happened with the following number? Sometimes prove now everybody can afford it. Don't start meaning, but the following number try no way, always off.
Yeah, that number off. It's a technical issue.
My point this morning. Anyway, my name is Miriam Miller, coming from Marshallville.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, man. I think the best thing the person is the person in the budget to him say about Lord make all the car did. That not in the interest of the like people and the situation everybody within the country, the person should see best to cut it down. I think that should be the best thing. But not just in just enriching themselves, but the putting all the material together, just then the people them around no health care, there is nothing. The person should see wishing to cut some of the things down.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Let's hold you there. We'll have to end up with the local lines. I think we can take WhatsApp calls now. I saw a couple of calls are coming through WhatsApp. I think we can take like 4 calls on WhatsApp. So you have the number pinned right there, and you can put for their calls now via WhatsApp. Let's take our first call here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, hello, that's something is Jason calling from Italy.
Yeah, go
Hi
ahead.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to be straight to the point. I really appreciate the fact that former President George Weah actually realized what happened for me. But we have to be straight to the point. What have he did that he can come out today to say, I did a lot that people regret. If people regret, and they put it as he says in his own words with anger. I mean, they didn't do the correct thing. People were sweating. That's one thing. They become angry and they throw me out. So you should stand the front. It's a spread. Next time, maybe he's going to be having a second chance.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Let's see if we can take another person from this line. Hello. Okay, so we lost this caller, but I think we have to come back on set because we giving enough time to our folks to make their input. Yeah. So, what about you wanted 20 seconds? You can take your 20 seconds.
So there'll be no closing for me. Only 20
Yeah.
seconds.
Do your 20 seconds.
You wanted 30 seconds too.
No. It's not how it works, man. We gotta go by the rules. Send at closing time, I will close. If you want me to close, I will close.
Okay. So do your closing.
All right, thank you, Nelson.
How many minutes you want close for?
My man, that minute is 7, man. You the moderator, my brother. Like
you want 10 minutes?
You like to give me 2 minutes. He gave me 2 seconds. But that's it. That when I listen to my brother that's speaking, I be like, I think you're living in a different planet. Yesterday, they made contradict himself a lot of time, and he keep contradicting himself all the time when he speak. Anthony, I'm referring to Anthony. Anthony came here yesterday and said there was no way the people needed to pull police or army to the airport. It was intimidation to the George Weah and his force. But when the video played, he changed his statement. So sometimes I wonder if Anthony can read between the lines before he speaks. And when it comes to critical issues, more especially when it comes to the law enforcement side, we shouldn't politicize it. We came here, we emphasize on it, we break it down to the Liberian people and they understand. Anthony came on the show. He debunked everything we said. Oh la la. First of all, the drone security was in error. The armed forces were in error. The president was in error. He trying to intimidate George Weah. But end of the day, when the video played, and when you listen to when you saw what happened, when you listen to the RG, and later on, he came back to he was like, the people needed to send more forces over there because our airport needed more protection. So people like Anthony, I don't take them serious. But let me conclude by saying this. Liberians, you guys in the country, y'all know what we are going through, doing George Weah regime and this regime. All I ask my president, Joseph Yuma Baka, let him invest in the health sector, let him bring more jobs for the Liberian people, so that if the CDC government probably trying to say, okay, you know what, we want to make 1 year protest, because we know them. They are very arrogant. Very arrogant. They do things and
listen, Mama.
Nothing. No, my man, do my closing. Anthony talk here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I open my mouth.
Okay, so Mama
talk for 2 hours and I talk.
Mama take 20.
No. All right. That's it. No, all right. Follow me. All right. They men shout out here to talk for. No. Nothing. They men talk here for more than 30 minutes. We won't open our mouth. We're trying to debunk Anthony. What all he said, it was lie, and you never allow us to do it. And we on public radio. You can't misinform our people. We gotta so what is going on.
Closing now, so
okay, no problem. I will conclude.
So after you will take Josh, we take Raymond, and then Emmy will take us home. I want to make some adjustment in the background.
Okay, no problem. You know,
you don't want to talk now. Let me bring Emmy here because They get you internet. I can't. No, we gotta order that environment where mobile is sitting. We gotta make sure that no cop, but anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nothing full of him, man. No, but look, guys, that be real, right?
I saw it.
There's a lot of no. All right, look, let's be real, right? Although we don't want to compare George Weah regime, not a GMB, but let us be realistic. Let us be real with ourselves. JMB, in a short period of time, in 6 months, he have done a lot than George Weah 6 months. A lot of people, when we comparing, that for instance, right? George Weah, 6 months, he break down a house to 9th Street. But today, just like Yema Baga 6 months, he not even put one structure down for himself. In George Weah 6 months, we saw condominium on the highway. He was building it. And he said, he already got money. Yes, you got money. Why then, before election, you never start building your 9th Street houses? You never broke down your 9th Street old building and start building new one. You never started building house to rehab. I mean, not rehab, but on the highway, the condominium we're talking about today. When we come here, let us discuss Liberia, not individual. Because I know a lot of people, when we talk, especially called Jowiani, it's just like you're talking to, I don't know who you are, that girl you're talking to.
20 seconds.
Thank you, Mova.
Yeah, let me come, my man. Don't call me over. You're starting your talk for 2 hours. You ain't that man. Now, man, look, me, I don't go after him because anytime he talk here, anytime he go in, you come back and tell you say that. That's what he say. That when he was on the show. Yeah, let me tell you a second, my sister. Let me conclude. He was on the show yesterday. He said, that's why he said. That's why he said the police should go there, the army should go there. But later on, when he listen to the recording, he keep mute. So now we should put politics to the security. The security, the people that are first-hand intelligent, they will never take steps without information. So when we come here, we're talking, let us be real. I submit. Go ahead, my sister. Take it.
Thank you, Mova. Thank you. Go ahead, George.
Thank you, guys. Look, this government is just a disaster, right? And President Boakai has created an environment in which triviality is thriving. I remember in the LTA saga where he dismissed the people himself for corruption. How can you dismiss somebody for corruption and then you start to investigate? An investigation report has not reached him yet, and you already dismissed people. But now that you dismissed them, now it's taking him 3 months to do the investigation now, even though he said there was corruption. You can always have evidence of corruption before you can, or report that talks about corruption about someone before you take action. But this president, because of the triviality of his regime, he dismissed those people before he started investigation, and now the investigation report is stuck in the mud. That's not a Liberia we want. Now people are even afraid to get in the streets because when they get it, they will get shot at and killed. People want to they want to do that. They want to express their feelings, but now our people are living under fear because the police will shoot and kill people. It has happened, and it's sad for our nation. And when people come on here and want to continue to praise President Boakai and want to say what he's doing is okay, I wonder why, how, what has the president done? What has the country gone through? What is a U-turn? What are the evidence? What are the pieces of evidence that you can see that you say that this government is doing good? The only thing you can see is market women crying in the market that no one is buying from them. The only thing you can see is rice price going up. The only thing you can see is a police shooting people everywhere with their registered guns. A police officer just shot another boy. 2 boys now, over the past 3 weeks, 2 boys have been killed. The other one, many bullet holes. The other one bullet hole. And we are sitting here, something that did not happen, something that is inhumane, instead of saying it. We are coming here and saying President Bouaka is doing okay. He's doing great. What is the great that he's doing? What has he done? What has he changed in our country? The only thing we're doing is accepting donation from company that want job from us. How will you reduce our country to accepting donation from company that want money from us? And you say you're accepting donation. The men who are just giving us 20 vehicles for police, which of course should have been put into our national budget to buy our own vehicles, because we want our police to be fair, not to accept money from other people, but we are accepting money from a company that want to dig raw material from our ground. We are accepting donations from them for our police to be equipped, and then we say this president is doing well. What have they done about the harmonization that they said was so bad? They say you harmonize. Those who are saying you harmonize my pay, I will harmonize your vote. How far have it gone? It's ridiculous. But now we come here, people are trying to make mockery out of Liberian people and saying President Bouaka is doing well. For the next 1 year, or for the next 1 year, the budget has already been passed. There's nothing in the budget to say that harmonization is going to be dealt with. No. Everything that we are doing it in double. The first thing President Weah is the first president that prioritized building infrastructure for our own entities. NPA, he built an entire office structure for them. He built for maritime. He built hospitals. And so many more that I will not name now. And the Popo Housing in Grand Gide. I didn't hear how they call it, that senator talk about the poor housing that were built in your own district for poor people to live in, free of charge from George Weah. Now he's saying because he's losing popularity, he wants to talk for government. Every government that comes into power, he wants to be their friend because he wants
Thank
something.
you, Josh.
It is ridiculous, and we have to stop that. We have to start to talk to our consciences. We cannot come here and fool the Liberian people and think that we're talking for them. Not only we're just trying to wear the shame of our faces because we supported this regime. And this regime is a disgrace. And I think Liberian people need to learn from their mistakes and move on. Thank you. God bless you.
Mr. Zizé, let's hear you, bro.
Thank you, man. So, of all the projects my brother mentioned, the only project that is a George Weah project that was constructed or implemented during his tenure are the Propo horses. And those Propo horses were valued around 35,000 United States dollars of taxpayers' money, Liberian people money. And those people who inherited those homes claimed that if they had the money, they would better their lives on those same homes. So we can here also see the trace of corruption in those projects. The hospital, the 14 military hospital, is a George Weah project. But all the other buildings, including the maritime project, started way under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf presidency. Even the roads to that project was constructed under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf presidency. But government is continuing with it, so we gave the president the credit for implementing those things. But the Liberian people should know the full information, full disclosure. That's what I'm speaking to. Also today I saw the footage of the former Nigerian president Olusegun Obasanjo walking through the airport with ordinary Nigerians, pulling his own bag by himself. That's an example of a true leader who do not make himself master over the people, but rather a servant. And is grateful for the opportunity the people gave to serve and make an impact, but not to make himself Lord over the people. Any leader who is trying to make himself Lord over the people is a boss and not a servant. And the Constitution of Liberia says all power is inherent in the people. That means our leaders are our servants. But if they try to be bossy, they are not good leaders. So I want to urge the former president, George Manuel Weah, to be humble, reduce the tone of the politics. It's not a good optics for someone who was just defeated in the presidency in 6 months to start making outrageous comments. It's this time that we expect the former president who had the privilege to serve the Liberian people and enjoy the benefit thereof to call his supporters to become to reconcile with those who they went against during the campaign. That's the kind of message we expect from him. As he claims he worked with UNICEF as the goodwill ambassador, as he claimed that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf gave him $1 million budget yearly to be peace ambassador, but he made no reconciliation in the country, no zero effort, but yet he want to carry the title. We give it to him. He only had one peace concept, even though he had a yearly budget of $1 million during the early time for peace. But we saw zero peace initiative. We saw him engaging with nobody to reconcile the country. In fact, we heard Horace Gray and others at the time claiming to make Liberia better. In fact, what we knew at the time happened, that the CDC engaged with Unmill, burned Unmill vehicles. That's the time he was peace ambassador. But at the time, it was chaotic. The CDC were causing chaos. However, I want to urge Liberians, talk to all of us. Look, the matter of our peace, the matter of our prosperity, the matter of our security lies in every single Liberian hands, not our political leaders. Our political leaders should be our servant, and they should be able to reflect our will, our direction. So if we offer peace, if we want our country to progress, there's no other country that all of us cannot be deported from but our country. Even those of us who sitting in foreign land, these lands are not our homes. The only country we have to our name, we can have papers here. But the people know when we talk, they hear our accent and they'll ask us, where you from? They know we're not from here. So home is home, and there's nowhere like home. Let's come together as one Liberians, and let's try to live in peace and let's reconcile and let's put politics aside and let's pray for our nation development, our nation progress. We have a president now, and this president is going to be here for 6 years. And in 6 years, we can make a lot of gains if we want. Chaos, division, not going to benefit anybody. It's going to hurt all of us. I thank you.
Anthony, sorry, I don't have the button to bring you back.
Yeah, Nancy on your way going home.
So
He's leaving the studio. So Anthony, the man, probably when you reach, if you stay in the back.
Let me speak for Anthony, guys. Let me speak for Anthony.
No. You're not. Yeah, Anthony. You are for the CDC can I can talk about people.
Maybe not for CDC Campbell. I mean,
in disguise. The man CDC.
No. The man are too serious.
The man.
So that I can get pissed off with him, but I too serious.
We're gonna pissed off. The man be talking for you.
Guys, we got a show ongoing, man. Please.
The man CDC, man. I mean, go ahead now, man. You want to tell you?
Yeah.
The whole, she can't close because I hold the moderator now.
No, I got
but give her 10 seconds.
Mama, will you? Jesus Christ.
I mean, call me after the show. Let's talk about.
Just mute for now. Yeah, I'll call you. So, yeah, guys, a caller called today, right, and said that people saying that Josh Weah did not do anything. What about the invisible part? What about this? People are just being ungrateful. These are the kind of people we come here to speak for all the time. To let them know what their rights are. To let them know how much power they have, to stand up to these politicians. A President Boyka, former President George Weah, if they do anything in the country or when they do things in the country, they're not giving you anything from their personal pocket. that you're supposed to be licking at feet and be grateful. If you point out as a Liberian that you were not satisfied from what they did, and it makes you ungrateful. That is very sad. That other people can speak that mind because President, we have built a park, so people are ungrateful. I'm supposed to be dancing, even though the park he built was my country money. I'm supposed to be grateful to him and be kissing his feet. That oh yes, the park is a good park, but when I said the timing was wrong, then I'm ungrateful. Sad, really, really sad. Okay, that somebody will look at part to be a development in our country today, Liberia, with all the things that we're going through right now. They're having a park supposed to help the people in Plebo, supposed to benefit the people in Maryland, people in Maryland. Don't go to the other in Grand Gila and in other places. Park that were built in Monrovia. It's really really sad, but we will
Not good
continue on.
English. Not good English.
Not good English. So yeah,
No,
we'll
not good
continue
English.
to talk, and then maybe as we're talking, speaking on the show, then they will get to know their power. They'll get to know their rights and stuff. And my brother George, oh no, he said people were giving water when they were protesting. They were doing this, and then other President Boaga, they are getting shot at, police killing people everywhere. Let's stop giving these kind of messages on air. We know that is not true. Honor President, we are where people are giving water. People are not burning down houses, burning down police stations, attacking police officers. There was nothing like that going on. Where people got shot at in Kinjor, God, no, that's what you're talking about. We all seen a video here. Everybody have Facebook, they have social media, YouTube today that can see. Nobody went and shoot at a peaceful protester. Let's stop that. Even the country you live in, the country I live in, protest, you cannot be peaceful and somebody shoot at you. Policeman life is at risk. I know in our country now we think police people don't have lives. People, anybody, or they don't have any right there. People denigrating because they bid for $5, people slapping in their ear, people cussing at them. But you cannot do that here. You can protest, but now when you're burning down the schools, their children have to go to. They're burning it down. They're looting the police station, burning it down, attacking police officers. If it's either you or me, my brother, you going. It's not like they were just there protesting and doing stuff and then burning down the company properties and stuff. No, you cannot do that. And that's what happened. So why are we trying to politicize all the things that nobody else seen about the seditions? Just stop this. And no police shooting anybody all over the place. If police shoot you, something went wrong. If a police just get up and shoot you, then that police should be prosecuted. But if it's in a place that you did something that you needed to be shot at, then it's not political. We have to take that into consideration. This policeman has his family at home as well. And everybody else. They want to live. They want to go home to their families. The protesters are the only people who have lives. So when we're trying to make the government look bad, when we want to do that, we want to say this about people are afraid to protest people. That's not true. Look at what just happened to the airport. Look at what just happened.
Thank you, Amy.
I'm not done yet, Delcy. People talk here for 5 minutes each. Let me say
how many minutes you are giving to each of the people? Because
5 minutes.
The closing is originally meant for 1 minute.
Well, we'll follow that tomorrow.
The people went so long today with nothing. I was begging. I said, when they kept him back, they say you're now in the studio.
So let's continue the trend. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, let me join in my toes.
Yeah, but the Anthony do the closing. Anthony?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so Anthony, next. Let me just conclude, and we take Anthony.
Yeah, let me conclude. Like, what just happened at the airport? Why weren't the people afraid to come out to go at an international airport acting like lunatics? Because we were showing up, they've got a get the money that he used to something to build executive lounge. Now that he's the president, they shouldn't deny him of it. If they do, they would burn the airport down. Lawmakers are making statements like that. And they took over that airport as if we were in April 6th or whatever. You need to speak truth to power and come in and say the right thing. Liberia should be something that on all of our minds, right? Your political party now, your so-called love and trust, it's okay. You can have your political
Thank you, Amy.
but still, Be able to say the truth and start saying people are afraid to protest when they're doing ridiculous things like that, and no one of you can call them out. You're talking about people go there because AFL go there. That was the wrong thing that was done. We need to stop that and be for Liberia and not for political party for now. Thank you.
Anthony,
Well,
please do your closing.
yeah, thank you. Nelson, certain time we want peace, certain time we don't want to end the campaign. There are some folks, by the time Anthony get open your mouth, either you sedition or you ANC, he not Liberian. That's how they see us. But then, in the same token, the same individual can say, it is now time that we reconcile, we work hand in hand. There is a certain government. Even Anthony Gay, who are you in the same group chat, you can't even see him as a Liberian. But that the sedition who are then not in the same group chat with you, they should reconcile now. What are you saying?
What are you talking about?
So, to my brother Moba, when I speak, listen keenly so you can understand what I said. I said the government is responsible for the security of the nation. The deployment of AFL was unnecessary because when CDC jumped, they jumped. Right now, CDC is controlling the narrative of the news circle in Liberia because this administration has permitted them to do so. It is Madame Seri, even though I was now her supporter politically, she would not allow that. She would not get credence to certain things. The woman understood politics very well. But when CDC jump, you jump. When CDC say we'll do it, so you have been controlled by CDC. Look at, you come on the platform, you talk about George Weah more than promoting this government. You spend all of your time promoting George Weah. George Weah should not be politically relevant at this point, given his performance in the last 6 years. But guess what you do? Every single day we come on this platform, Weah. You call his name more than the sitting president. But then in the same token again, you will say, oh, he's seeking too much fame. Hello, how many times did you call Joseph Yumabwaka's name tonight? But you said George Weah's name more than 5 times. So do you know what you're doing for him? Free publicity. That's what you're doing for him. On the radio too. So those of you who don't understand what is happening in Grand Juda County, Zoe Penno has yet to go to Grand Juda County since the death of the late Honorable Ira Madison Guyon. The man who spent less than 2 years in office gained the hearts and minds of the people of Grand Juda County. More than a man who spent more than 18 years in office, the Zoe Penno man. Just less than 2 years, Honorable Ira Madison Guyon took over Grand Juda County and became the face of Grand Juda County. And then this man who been in office over 18 years is struggling. He has not been back. I challenge him now. Go back to Grand Juda because the people are waiting for you there. So start lying to the people. My mother still lives in Grand Juda. My older sister and myself spoke this morning. Prices, my people, when prices go on, when gas prices go on, prices go in, like, by the time they bring gas prices down, the prices can come down. They apply common sense and we are not economists, but I mean, it does not work that way. Because working on it, so automatically the people who bought our goods are already in the store. They will reduce the price. The higher price they pay for the goods. They ain't even selling the goods because working in there, so the price will drop. And then when you want to believe, just start believing that kind of thing. Nothing. I hope that the journalists will do me wrong. Okay? Do me wrong by telling me that prices went down. Because if they tell me, bet a cement right now in Monrovia, depending on your location, it's either $8, $8.50, $8.75, $9. If you go to cement, you buy a bulk of cement, at least 50 bags or more. They will give it to you for $7.75, $7.80, or $8 on a dot. And they'll even offer you truck, but you have to pay to unload it. So just stop lying to people that because of the road
prices are down. Another thing that people should understand, it is harvesting time. New rice coming to town. So the price may slightly, but that are all commodity the way he said it. Let us be
When is
fair to
harvesting
people.
time?
Thank you,
When do
Anthony.
people when do people harvesting?
July, those that start brushing early, they start harvesting around July,
Anthony,
August, September. Yeah,
which
July.
which
If
kind of rest
you burn if you burn your farm the second week in March and plant the rest, because the rice are 5 months now.
Is
Let
it
me
really
finish.
camping against opener here?
Look, I'm gonna be on the ballot now by God's grace. So Zopino know me. I'm not afraid of Zopino. Zopino know me very well.
No. Okay, guys, here's
So-
a sad story.
So he's not. I'm not afraid of him, but he should not lie.
No, I'm coming. Here's a sad story to this whole thing. I think Raymond, Josh, all of you guys here, mobile, you guys know. This brother intended to contest against Zopino.
Yeah.
Here's the real story.
That's
The
why
real
he's
reason
so
why.
passionate about his
When a man go 1%, I will resign.
No, guys,
I will never come on
guys,
school show.
wait now.
1%, I will resign. I will
No,
never.
they should cut your head off because I will get more than 10%. They should cut your head off.
So, no, and Anthony, don't use a strong expression.
No, because what if they talking about if I get 1%? Do you know who Anthony Gay is?
I said I will call my head. I said I will resign from hospital.
First of all,
if you get 1%.
First of all, 1988 is Raju. I made name for myself. Normal day when nobody knew your name. I made name for myself in Granger there.
When was normal days? 2008.
1988.
Oh.
Is Raju.
The other normal day. Okay.
Normal day is Raju. I made name for myself.
It meant 1988. It mean by that time you didn't know your own name.
Okay, so I'm not strange to Raju.
So tell her what the name you made, bro.
No, I'm not saying that one. You go do your own research. But I don't use it for myself.
That's not information. That's not information.
Running against the open in 2020.
But
Zopino is not a factor. Zopino is not a factor. There are other people that will come in the race that are factors. Zopino will not be a factor. There are competent individuals from Granger who will be in the race.
Let me use my mute button small.
break your news, Nelson. Break your news.
Here's it.
Break your news.
Here's the reason why Anthony gets furious whenever he hears the name So Emmanuel Pelham. Anthony intended, in fact, he did all the groundwork to contest against So Emmanuel Pelham. Anthony started a pre-campaign activity. He invested lots of resources, huge amount of money, close to $500,000.
What?
Into the
Nancy,
campaign.
stop it. One public radio. Nancy, stop it. It's about you doing that.
No.
No, that man started
I'm
run from
serious.
Morgan to Great Leader. Then we know you will win. Then you start betting run from Morgan.
Mobile, please get it, man, a chance to break the news.
No, my man. No,
Yes.
I'm like a big
After investing everything, they begin to Anthony say, "Oh, leader, you got the masses." You know that.
All the silent voters.
Anthony got to realize that.
You know how the silent voters,
all the people that I was saying, leader, they had their allegiance somewhere else. Since that day, they make oil, power resources.
But listen, our man Justin going Maserati. Our man Justin going Maserati. What they did on?
Yeah, Justin, you take on Telon.
The light, you know the light.
There is one person that the person enter the race, you will beat Dylan. If Leo Johnson from Canada enter the race, Dylan is done.
That's the light forever.
Why any Anthony? Repeat that.
Leo Johnson, if he enters the race, the man who built that job in Queensland.
My man, that team, man. Nobody can win Dylan in Maserati.
Do you know the connection that Leo has? The international connection that Leo has?
Actually, no senator can get Dylan from.
Dylan is shaking. Dylan can win Maserati come to 2029.
I want to say it's been a good show. It's been a good show. Everyone.
All right, yeah, okay. People, Dylan coming the next election for Dylan.
we look forward to being here
That's
tomorrow.
it. Ronnie
Not
Cappy here.
tomorrow.
You coming turn
We
anything
look
off?
forward to being here on Monday with another
That's it.
edition
Call
of
the
the
mute people.
Show.
I know.
Until then, I want to say
Hey,
thanks
man,
to
that's started. You don't have
everyone.
it if you
We
did.
look forward.
Justin,
We look
Lynn
forward.
Laporte said something. You're not listening to your
Yeah, we
listeners.
look forward.
He
Oh, that
said,
man, Brian,
Justin, please hold
consistent.
Anthony accountable to the harvesting of rice in July. So maybe that's a lie.
No, but
But
Anthony know
look,
that thing and that too.
there is no way
That
for
one
us to go
Anthony,
back and forth with Anthony.
do they have rice in July? Is that month?
Anthony, the real
Right?
harvesting time in Liberia like November. Some people will start in October, but November, December.
No
Yeah,
way for
people
us to
very
go back and forth with Anthony. I can always say yeah.
Again, Nelson, there are 3 months rice, 4 months rice, 5 months rice, and 6 months rice. It depends when the farmer start brushing.
But
If you start brushing
yeah,
your farm,
guys,
like when
guys,
we invested in agriculture
Yes,
in
he wants
Grenada,
people gotta get clarity
we
to our
started
viewers.
we started
Let
the
it make
farm
sure they will debunk
we
it.
started the farm in December. All right.
guys, can we end the agricultural discussion? Can we end it on Monday?
No
That's
problem.
lower level. When you start the street, you can say, would that be easy?
But
When you to the
the
part, I don't
rule
want
did
to
not
even
reduce the rice price. Just stop it. Because I got family in Grand Juda County, including my own mother, who lives there, and cement price. I can tell you
Thank you.
cement price because
Anthony, the
I
people
bought
want to know
cement
you
there.
want to hear bad news, so they will feed you with that bad news. Because so you can send a drop
Amy,
Anthony, nobody will buy this.
Amy, why would I want to hear bad news? So you think that I just want to buy things expensive?
No, I mean,
When you buy something in Monrovia right now, the price of that thing comes about 2 or 3. That's the price in Grand Juda.
I agree. Listen, let me
But
admit.
I'm seeing
Hold
conflicting.
on now.
I beg you.
Can I please come in
Guys,
small?
guys, let's
Nothing, I
do
beg
this.
you. I beg you.
Remo, you're about to come in, right? Remo, you're about to come in. But Anthony, I'm seeing mixed reaction here in the comment section
well, they
regarding you
arrested.
your point. Somebody say you're a deacon. Are you really a deacon? Are you a deacon?
No, I've never been ordained. I'm not a minister. I'm not a deacon. I'm none of those things. So, but I am.
It's good for the clarity, you know.
Yeah, I've never been a deacon because they can see me on the pulpit, doing exhortation. So yes,
Okay.
they assume that I'm a minister of the gospel. I am not. Never been ordained.
No, but once you are a Christian, but
I completed a class. I went to minister class. I completed it, but I'm never ordained.
I learned that George is a deacon, though. I learned that George is a deacon.
So Nelson, you're not giving me a chance to make my point.
My man, you lying. Get out the United Party people again, my man. I'm not a deacon, my
No,
man.
but somebody said you can
The
preach in
CD
your
admin
church.
said I can preach. Yeah, I can preach in my church. I can do exhortation and everything, but I'm not ordained.
I don't know who can sit down on yourself.
I also play drums. I play drums in church. I play the drums in church.
Talk, please.
Okay, so let's.
Go ahead,
let's
Remy.
I can lead praise and worship. I can lead praise and worship in my church as well.
And you can't even sing.
Look at you. Look at you. I can sing.
So since I asked you before the call, you said you were going to give him a chance. I'm still asking now. I can't get the chance, right?
Remo.
I just let it
Remo, forget about change business here, man.
The show in a long time, my man.
So Nelson, I got a question for Anthony. Anthony, in his previous statement, he said Zopena lie that all of the prices in Grand Juda of all the commodities are about 3 to 4 times.
I didn't say 4 times.
If
play the tape.
We'll play the tape. You said 4 times.
No,
but many things you can say, you can backtrack on the things. So even if you say 3, even if you say because
that is not true again. You're making up story.
Even if you said 3 times, right? So Nelson's gonna do. He got colleagues who are journalists, and they're gonna provide a report. If a cement bag is sold in Monrovia for $8, it will be $24 in Grand Juda. If Anthony says that the things are about 3 times, and I haven't been to Grand Juda, but I know I did roadworks recently around the country. And I know when I spoke to people in Grand Juda at the time, during President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, their number one desire was their road for the lady called Florida in Zwedru, who got that area. I'm a friend of hers. I've had conversation. I know Grenadines that I'm friends with. I know how much the people want to do well for themselves if they can only have reliable roads. And I know what she have done for herself. I know what businesses she engaged in and how much they want good roads. If the cement bag in Grand Judah is $24, I will resign for this show.
$25.50.
Okay, so guys,
It's
thank you.
$25.
That's $25.
No.
So
Okay.
Anthony is misinforming. He's misinforming our people.
Cement bag is not $25. Cement bag is $16, $17, depending the shop you go to.
Then he's misinforming our people because he said it's 3 to 4 times what is sold for in Morovia. And Joe Pena did not say in any time.
It goes from 2 times to 3 times.
It's my time to speak, my brother. Can you allow me speak?
No, but you lied. I didn't correct you.
Even 3 times is 25 for F50 times 3.
So
No, I said some of the commodity is 2 times, and some of it is 3 times. That's what I said.
Anthony, you want to take back the 3 times because
He said 4 times. He also take back the 4 times.
I mean, they make exactly with that. So what?
Let's
The two is still there.
So it's bad for
the truth of the matter is
being accurate on public platform.
Yeah. We're entitled to our opinion, but not our fights.
Because
We can't be deceiving our audience.
I said the commodity in Georgia. If you buy something in Morovia, some of the commodity will be 2 times the price, some of it will be 3 times the price.
So you said you gave reliable information that you spoke to your mom and your sister today. Can you give us any information about the price of anything that is 2 times the price?
Cement.
It's too close.
What is it?
Cement.
What is it?
Cement in Morovia.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Cementco factory.
Mm-hmm.
You can get cement for $8.50, $8, $8.75. A bag of cement.
Just didn't take a nap. I got it.
Right now, cement in Zwedru is more than $14.
But you said
Is that times 2? Is that times 2? Is your math?
Not $14.
No, not what you said, man. Anthony, stop this, man. Anthony, stop this. Stop.
What is the difference there?
Stop trying to twist the truth to suit your narrative.
$17.
Hold on, bro. Anthony. Nelson, let me just make my.
I'm constrained to do this, guys. Please, I beg you. Tomorrow we will get the dust settled on this cement and some of those basic commodity prices. By that time, I will get most of our media colleagues who are already on ground. We will get from them firsthand, and maybe who knows tomorrow? Let's say the next edition of the show, we might have the show relaying Grand Judah County on one of their community radio stations where we can.
Thank you. Some guys is one of those.
What
is
the
person you recommend? We're not going to any
exclusively.
We always use the radio station that I recommend, you know.
Exclusively.
Okay, FM always use the radio station.
Exclusively, we can have a line open for the people from that Grand Judah County on Monday.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you very much for doing so.
Thank you, guys. It's been a great show. Thanks to all of the people in the comment section. Freeman, Jay Roosevelt,
99% of the people that say a lot are Unity Party folks.
My man,
Most of the people who are against me in the comment section are Unity